From NPR Music and West Virginia Public Broadcasting, with support provided by Bailey & Glasser in the West Virginia Division of Tourism, welcome to a special edition of Mountain Stage with your host, Larry Groce.
There's a spring in the mountain and it flows down to the town. From the river to the ocean, it goes the whole world round. That spring of water goes the whole world round. There's a song in my heart, just a simple little tune, but the rhythm and the melody won't leave me alone. Around the world it's just a simple song. This world is turning around, a simple song.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of Mountain Stage. I'm Larry Groce, and for the last 33 years, Mountain Stage has been the home for live performances on public radio, bringing you the best in blues, folk, rock, and beyond. Here with me is Mountain Stage assistant producer Joni Deutsch.
Whether you listen a little or a lot, you probably already know that Mountain Stage has been the musical home for thousands of artists over the years, some of whom were musical pioneers, blazing trails for the contemporary artists we know and love today. So for the next 2 hours, we're going to highlight the folks who have passed in recent years, but who continue to live on through their musical legacy.
We'll start off with a man who transcended jazz, blues, and bebop and was a touchstone for artists like Bonnie Raitt, Van Morrison, and Jimi Hendrix, among others. Although he began playing piano by ear at the age of 5, Mississippi-raised Mose Allison didn't release his first album until he was almost 30. It was a landmark release titled Backcountry Suite, which would later inspire The Who to pen their worldwide hit, My Generation. In 2013, Mose was named a jazz master by the National Endowment for the Arts, and producer Joe Henry once said Mose Allison was the thread that connected Willie Dixon and Mark Twain. We had the pleasure of experiencing Mose 4 times on Mountain Stage. This performance was from 1989.
I'm thinking about a place, I'm waiting for the day when I will make my getaway. Because as any fool can see, there's nothing here for me but hurry up, boy, bring that water. Don't do things you shouldn't oughta. But when I go away and find my easy street, I'll have a smile for all I meet, and they will welcome me, I know. Everywhere I go, I'll see the town and all its glitter. How could anyone be bitter? And there's a chance that I may find my big romance when I get to my city home. But when I get away and find my easy street, I'll have a smile for all I meet, and they will welcome me, I know. Everywhere I go, no more thinking that I've missed it. How could anyone resist it? And there's a chance that I may find my big romance when I get to my city home. Thank you. If you're going to the city, you better have some cash. If you're going to the city, you better have some cash. Because the people in the city don't mess around with trash. When you get up to the city, you better lock your door. When you get up to the city, you better lock your door. You know they'll take what you got, boy, then they'll ask for more. When you get up to the city, you got to learn to shout. When you get up to the city, you better learn to shout. You know if you don't stand up and holler, you're gonna get left out. And if you stay up in the city, there's just two things I hope. I said if you stay up in the city, there's just two things I hope. That you don't take money from a woman, and you don't start messing around with dope. Thank you. Thank you. People ask me questions about the way I've spent my life. 30 years in showbiz, only had one wife. Limousines and swimming pools, I didn't get my share. But I'm not downhearted. I am not downhearted. I'm not downhearted, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Did you ever get the feeling you've been taken for a ride? The big ones eat the little ones, and there's no place left to hide. Just don't drink the water, try not to breathe the air. But I'm not discouraged, I am not discouraged. I'm not discouraged, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. No matter how I'm feeling, I still propose a toast. If you're almost successful, you're better off than most. If I was selling fantasy, I'd be a millionaire. But I'm not disillusioned. I am not disillusioned. I'm not disillusioned, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Thank you. Thank you. Those tunes were mine, and so is this one. You sitting there yakking right in my face. You coming on exactly like you own the place. You know if silence was golden, you couldn't raise a dime. Because your mind's on vacation and your mouth is working overtime. You quoting figures and dropping names. You telling stories and playing games. You overlapping when things ain't funny. You trying to sound like you don't need money. If talk was criminal, you'd lead a life of crime. Because your mind's on vacation and your mouth is working overtime. Short, talk is cheap. Don't be making promises that you can't keep. You don't like the little song I'm singing, just grin and bear it. All I can say is if the shoe fits, wear it. And if you must keep talking, please try to make it rhyme. Because your mind's on vacation and your mouth is working overtime. Your mind's on vacation and your mouth is working overtime. can't believe the things I'm seeing. I wonder about some things I've heard. Everybody's crying mercy when they don't know the meaning of the word. A bad enough situation is sure enough getting worse. Everybody's crying justice, just as long as there's business first. Toe to toe, touch and go, give a cheer, get your souvenir. People running round in circles, don't know what they're headed for. Everybody's crying peace on earth just as soon as we win this war. So straight ahead, knock 'em dead, pack your kit, choose your hypocrite. You don't have to go to off-Broadway to see something plain absurd. Everybody's crying mercy when they don't know the meaning of the word. Nobody knows the meaning of the word. Thank you.
That was Mose Allison performing some of his best-known songs on the Mountain Stage in 1989.
Next up, we'll hear from two artists who helped put Zydeco, jazz, and funk on the map. Alan Toussaint was one of those visionaries, a musician's musician from New Orleans who wore practically every musical hat there was to wear. Producer, arranger, session pianist, studio owner, and in the process, Toussaint became the musical heart of the Crescent City, an inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and a world-renowned collaborator and confidant to the likes of Paul Simon, Etta James, Paul McCartney, and the band. In the words of Larry Groce, if there's any song that's really cool and you don't know who wrote it, chances are it was Alan Toussaint.
But first, we'll hear from Stanley Joseph Trudell Jr., better known as Buckwheat Zydeco. Mixing Louisiana Creole with 50s R&B and 60s rock, Buckwheat formed his Zydeco band in 1986 and for 30 years amplified the percussive, accordion-led sounds of the Gulf Coast for the world to enjoy. Buckwheat passed away at the age of 68, leaving behind a legacy as one of the world's great party band conductors, as we'll hear with this performance on Mountain Stage in 2000.
Everybody having fun? This is what you get when you come down the Mountain Stage, baby. You're going to have some fun. I think we have a couple of minutes here. So this one here. Hang on. Let's go and put a move on. All right. Tonight. Easy. Hang on, baby. We're going out on the town. Hang on, baby. We're going out on the town. We're gonna have some fun. Everything will work out fine. I said, hold on tight. We got to go take that ride. I said, hold on tight, honey. Got to go take that ride.
Now don't forget your dancing shoes. We're going to Zydeco tonight. Everybody, I say, hang on, baby. 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 Everything will work out fine. You say, everything will work out fine. You say, everything will work out fine. You say, everything will work out fine. What you say? Everything will work out fine. What you say? Everything will work out. West Virginia, what you say? Everything will work out fine. What you say? Everything will work out fine. You betcha. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, everybody. Merci beaucoup, mes amis. Thank you.
So you think the woman's crazy? 'Cause she eat up your lies like it's good to her. Eat up your lies like apple pie. And she don't even cry. But she's not a fool. She's only trying to do what her heart says to love you. And as you take to the wind again she breaks. And as she breaks down within, she waits for you patiently, hoping that someday you'll see that all she really wants to be is yours and yours alone eternally. What do you want the girl to do? Don't you see you're breaking the girl in two? What do you want the girl to do when all she really wants is you? She knows what you are, still she'll be your queen if you let her. If you let her. Now and then you'll promise all the way out things you're going to get her. Say, but she knows better. And as she watch you come and go for your show, as she watch your promises zero, she waits for you patiently, hoping that someday you'll see that all she really wants to be is yours and yours alone eternally. What do you want the girl to do? Don't you see you're breaking the girl in two? What do you want the girl to do when all she really wants is you? What do you want the girl to do?
A lovely ballad and an upbeat shuffle. That was Alan Toussaint and Buckwheat Zydeco, two legendary acts we were proud to showcase on the Mountain Stage over the last 33 years.
You're listening to a special memorial edition of Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Major funding for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey & Glasser, LLP, a nationwide law firm born in West Virginia with offices in Charleston, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Morgantown, D.C., Boston, Alabama, and Delaware. Details at baileyglasser.com. And by Wild Wonderful West Virginia, celebrating the diversity of live music in the Mountain State, from newgrass to indie pop, at outdoor festivals or in coffee houses. Your next mountain experience begins with the new Go2WV mobile app, available for iOS and Android in iTunes and Google Play. Additional support is provided by the Charleston, West Virginia Convention and Visitors Bureau, showing the world why Charleston is hip, historic, and almost heaven. Your adventure starts online at charlestonwv.com. This is Mountain Stage on NPR. In this next set, we'll remember the archetypical work of Texas singer-songwriter Guy Clark, a big man who cast a large shadow of influence over country folk music and what's come to be called Americana. As a songwriter, he combined the two elements that are always present in a good song, real poetry and skilled craftsmanship. Guy stepped into the spotlight in the early 70s with songs like L.A. Freeway and Desperado's Waiting for a Train. And over the years, many of country music's most respected artists recorded his songs, including Ricky Skaggs, Brad Paisley, and Rodney Crowell. Guy first visited Mountain Stage in 1985, and he was perhaps the first truly great songwriter to play the show. Over the years, he visited us 12 times, including this performance from 2003.
Some of her dancing days are over. Some of her dancing days are done. She's still got a couple of two-steps. She ain't shown no one, and time will tell if she needs you. Time will tell if she don't. What'll you do if she believes you? What'll you do if she won't? You can't fence her in with wire. You can't fence her in with words. Bet your boots she's on fire. She's got a pistol in her purse. Don't sell her short if she leaves you. Don't sell her short if she stays. She's got cards up her sleeve still. that she never got to play. And it ain't like she's trying to lose you. She's just thinking for herself. She said, come on if it moves you. Don't just stay here by yourself. You can't fence her in with wire. You can't fence her in with words. At your boots, she's on fire. She's got a pistol in her purse. You can't fence her in with wire. You can't fence her in with words. At your boots, she's on fire. She's got a pistol in her purse. Thanks. These next three songs are kind of connected. First one's called Sis Draper, and it's about a friend of mine, Sean Camp, the woman who taught him how to play fiddle in Arkansas. And we'll move on to the next one. Kick your shoes off in the corner, mama tucking babies all up snug. Sis Draper's coming over, we all gonna cut a run. When you see that lantern swinging yonder coming up the holler road, dogs will get to barking all to time, all up with the road. Now you boys better get in tune, Sis Draper's gonna be here soon. Don't shoot no dice or get too tight if you're gonna pick with Sis tonight. Now she came down from the Boston Mountains, there was lightning in the air, honey on them fiddle strings, magnolia in her hair. She's a diamond in the rough. If you can't see the shine, that stuff, she'll play all night for the likes of us. Sis Draper's got the touch. She'll play all night if she feels like it. Have some fruit punch if you spike it. Sis don't care who don't like it. See, old Sis has got a hell of a blow on her back. Now she stepped up and sawed one off. Uncle Cleve dropped his jaw, said she's the best I ever saw. She must be from Arkansas. I think Grandpa used to date her. Grandma said she still hates her. All the fellers stand up straighter in the presence of Sis Draper. Sis Draper is the devil's daughter, played the fiddle daddy bought her, played it like her mama taught her. She's a traveling Arkansas, yeah. She put her fiddle in a box, said it's getting awful late. She's on her way to Little Rock, and Little Rock can't wait. So we all stood out in the yard, hands all full of watermelon, and watched her leave and watched her go, wishing we was in that wagon. Sis Draper is the devil's daughter, played the fiddle daddy bought her, played it like her mama taught her. She's a traveling Arkansas, yeah. Thanks. Well, Sean and I got to wondering how fiddle playing got started in Sis's family. This is what we made up. It's called Soldier's Joy, 1864, or How I Became a Fiddle Player. First I thought a snake had got me, it happened dreadful quick. There was a bullet bit my leg and right off I got sick. I came to in a wagon load of 10 more wounded men. 9 was dead by the time we reached that bloody tent. Give me some of that soldier's joy, you know what I mean. I don't want to hurt no more, my leg is turning green. Well, the doctor had come and he looked at me, and this is what he said. Said your dancing days are done, son. It's a good thing you ain't dead. He went to work with a carving knife and sweat fell from his brow. He about to kill me trying to save my life when he cut that lead ball out. Give me some of that soldier's joy, ain't you got no more? Hand me down my walking cane, I ain't cut out for war. Well, the red blood run right through my veins, it run all over the floor. It run right down his apron strings like a river out the door. He handed me a bottle, said, son, drink deep as you can. He turned away and he turned right back with a hacksaw in his hand. Give me some of that soldier's joy, you know what I like. Bear down on that fiddle, boys, just like Saturday night. Give me some of that soldier's joy, you know what I crave. I'll be hitting that soldier's joy till I'm in my grave. Well, we kept writing and we kept writing. And this is a song about one of Sis's old boyfriends. Sis was evidently quite a looker in her day. I'd rather sleep in a box like a bum on the street than a fine feather bed without your little old cold feet. I'd rather be deaf, dumb and stone blind than to know that your mornings will never be mine. And I'd rather die young than to live without you. Well, I'd rather go hungry than to eat lonesome stew. It's once in a lifetime, and it won't come again. It's here and it's gone on a magnolia wind. I'd rather not walk through the garden again if I can't catch your scent on a magnolia wind. Comes time, that it comes time to go, sis, pack up your fiddle, sis, pack up your bow. If I can't dance with you, then I won't dance at all. I'll just sit this one out with my back to the wall. Well, I'd rather not hear pretty music again if I can't catch your fiddle on a magnolia wind. If I can't catch your scent on a magnolia wind.
That was the late, great Grammy-winning Texan Guy Clark from a 2003 performance on Mountain Stage.
This next set features revolutionaries who bridge the gap between contemporary and age-old folk. Undoubtedly, that includes the work of Mr. John Hartford, whose presence is felt in the various styles that have grown out of traditional Appalachian, country, and bluegrass music, and can be found threaded through the works of contemporary artists like Bela Fleck and the Avett Brothers. Before his death in 2001, Hartford embraced traditional tunes, while simultaneously writing new songs that sounded old. He also wrote unusual hybrids, including one of the most popular hits of its time, Gentle on My Mind.
And we'll start this set with Odetta, the legendary folk singer and songwriter known as the voice of the civil rights movement. Odetta performed on Mountain Stage 7 times, and it was easy for us to see why she was named as an influence by so many other performers, from Bob Dylan to Janis Joplin. The power she harnessed obviously came from total immersion in the material she chose. Folk, blues, spirituals, jazz, R&B, and popular tunes were all included in her repertoire, as was country music from the Grand Ole Opry, which she listened to as she grew up. Odetta was an American treasure, one that Mountain Stage continues to remember.
Mr. Rich man, open up your heart and your mind. Mr. Rich man, open up your heart and your mind. Get a poor man a chance, help stop these hard times. While you're living it in your mansion, don't know what hard time means. While you're living in your mansion, you don't know what hard time means. Oh man, wife is starving, your wife living like a queen. Timber pleading, we can't stand these hard times long. Listen to my pleading, can't stand these hard times long. They'll make an honest man do the things he know is wrong. He'd do anything you ask him in the name of the USA. Now the war is over, poor man must live the same as you. Now the war is over, poor man must live the same as you. If it wasn't for the poor man, Mr. Rich man, what would you do? Mr. Rich man, open up your heart and your mind. Mr. Rich man, open up your heart and your mind. Get a poor man a chance to help stop these hard times.
Had a young lady come up to me about 25 years ago. She says, I wish you'd sing something I know so I can tell if you're any good or not. I designed my whole act around that. Like to sing another song that we hope you haven't heard. Watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by in the evening. Watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by in the evening. Watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by in the evening. Watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by in the evening. Now he was an old bachelor school teacher, and he lived all alone in a great big house, great big white house on the riverbank at Clarington, Ohio. He was an old bachelor school teacher. Big old white house with a great big old double porch on it, looking out right at the Ohio River. His next door neighbor was a lady who was just his age. And they'd been knowing each other since they were 2 or 3 years old, maybe younger. They growed up together on the riverbank there in Clarington, Ohio. And they were both living in the houses they were brought up in. And also the houses that their parents were brought up in and their parents before them. Back when Clarington, Ohio was called Sunfish. And they'd watch the river roll by, watching the river roll by. They was watching the river roll by in the evening. They was watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by in the evening. Now you have to remember this was in the 30s. Air conditioning wasn't fully developed yet. Those long, hot summer evenings, I used to like to sit out on the porch, watch the boats out on the Ohio River, and it'd get real hot. So he'd sit on his side of the porch in a great big old wicker chair, and she'd sit way over on her side of the porch in an old swing. And it was dark and they couldn't really see each other. So in order to keep cool, they'd take off all her clothes. Every stitch. Yeah. And they'd sit there and talk about his daddy used to run a steamboat between Pittsburgh and Zanesville, Ohio. They'd be watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by in the evening. They was watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by in the evening, Mike. Now I know what y'all are thinking. And you're not the first people to think about that. But I guarantee you nothing was going on. That was so what incredible about it. Now I know there's a lot of programs on television, and a lot of books have been written, and a lot of stories have been told, and in each and every one of them, something always happens. Yeah. Well, in this particular case, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. They just watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by. And sing that with me. We was watching the river roll by in the evening. Watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by in the evening. Now, they didn't do this in the dead of summer, and they didn't do it in the dead of winter either, because they didn't want to get mosquito bit or frost bit, either one. And of course, their favorite seasons were, I guess, about like mine, spring and fall. Be a real nice fall evening. Just the temperature would be absolutely right. And she'd show up over at his house. Sometimes she'd just wear her bathrobe over there. And she'd get on her side of the porch. He'd get on his side of the porch. Yeah. Oh, those breezes felt good. Yeah, they did. And nothing happened. They was watching the river roll by. Watching the river roll by. In the evening. Watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by, watching the river roll by in the evening. Now, this is the kind of song that once you get it started, it's really hard to get it stopped. Now, Benny always said, he said, boy, I'll tell you what now, he said, shaving a haircut will stop a freight train. Yeah, yeah. That's Bob Carlin, right there.
Acoustic music's most versatile iconoclast. That was John Hartford with Watching the River Go By and Odetta with Rich Man Blues, all in live performance on Mountain Stage.
You're listening to a special memorial edition of Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Mountain Stage is supported in part by this station and by West Virginia Public Broadcasting. Hotel accommodations for Mountain Stage guests are provided by the Charleston Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston's retail district. This is Mountain Stage on NPR. If you're just tuning in, welcome to this special memorial edition of Mountain Stage. Warren Zevon was a beloved cult hero in the world of rock music. Born in Chicago, but raised on the West Coast, Zevon began his music career as a classical piano student before broadening his admiration of Stravinsky and Copland to the Everly Brothers and other folk and pop icons. Zevon's stoic vocals and gallows songwriting led to critical acclaim and popular success, eventually leading to his 1978 hit, Werewolves of London. Although he could certainly be Mr. Bad Example, Zevon was an artist's artist, one that we were fortunate to welcome to the Mountain Stage twice. This performance is from 1991.
Hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore. Well, I went home
the waitress the way I always do. I was at a no. She was with the Russians too. Ha! I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this. I'm the innocent bystander, and somehow I got stuck between the rock and a hard place, and I'm down on my luck. Yes, I'm down on my luck. Well, I'm down on my luck. And I'm hiding in Honduras. I'm a desperate man. Send lawyers, guns, and money. The shit has hit the fan now. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Send lawyers, guns, and money.
Accidents in the workplace.
Roland was a warrior from the land of the midnight sun, with a Thompson gun for hire and fighting to be done. The deal was made in Denmark on a dark and stormy day, so they set out for Biafra to join the bloody fray. Through 66 and 7 they fought the Congo War with their fingers on their triggers, knee deep in gore. For days and nights they battled the Bantu to their knees. They killed to earn their living and to help out the Congolese. Roland the Thompson gunner, Roland the Thompson gunner. His comrades fought beside him, Van Owen and the rest. But of all the Thompson gunners, Roland was the best. So the CIA decided they wanted Roland dead. And that son of a bitch Van Owen blew off Roland's head. Roland, the headless Thompson gunner, Norway's bravest son. They can still see his headless body stalking through the night in the muzzle flash of Roland's Thompson gun. In the muzzle flash of Roland's Thompson gun. Roland searched the continent for the man who done him in. He found him in Mombasa in a barroom drinking gin. Roland aimed his Thompson gun, he didn't say a word, but he blew Van Owen's body from there to Johannesburg. Roland the headless Thompson gunner, Roland the headless Thompson gunner, Roland the headless Thompson gunner. I'm talking about the man, Roland the headless Thompson gunner. Eternal Thompson gunner, still wandering through the night. Now it's 10 years later, and he still keeps up the fight. In Ireland, in Lebanon, in Norway, and Berkeley. Heard the burst of a Roland Thompson gun and bought it. phone don't ring. And the sun refused to shine. Never thought I'd have to pay so dearly for what was already mine. For such a long, long time we made mad love, shadow love, random love, and abandoned love. Accidentally, like a martyr, the hurt gets worse and the heart gets harder. Mad love, shadow love, random love, and abandoned love. Accidentally, like a martyr, the hurt gets worse and the heart gets harder. Days slide by. Shoulda done, we all sigh. Never thought I'd ever feel so lonely after such a long, long time. Time out of mind. We made mad love, shadow love, random love, and abandoned love. Accidentally, like a martyr, the hurt gets worse and the heart gets harder. Mad love, shadow love, random love, and abandoned love. Accidentally, like a martyr, the hurt gets worse and the heart gets harder. Thank you. I'm going to play another new song from Mr. Bad Example now, and Danny Benet is going to join me on it. Some prayers never reach the sky, and some wounds never heal. They still say someday the South will rise, and man, I want to see that deal. I don't want to grow gracefully, I don't wanna go till it's too late. I'll be some old man in the road somewhere, kneeling down in the dust by the side of the interstate. I am a renegade, and I've been a rebel all my days. Well, I am a renegade, been a rebel all my days. We were hopelessly outnumbered. It was a lost cause all along. But when we heard the bugles call, we swore we'd stand or fall, together right or wrong. We ain't seen no reconstruction here, just the scorched earth all around. And the high school band played Dixieland while they tore our tattered flags and banners down. I am a renegade, I've been a rebel all my days. I am a renegade, I've been a rebel all my days. Some prayers never reach the sky, and some wars never end, and some dreams refuse to die. Next time I would rather break than bend. I am a renegade, been a rebel all my days. I am a renegade, I've been a rebel all my days. I am a renegade, I've been a rebel. I'll be a rebel all my days.
That was Warren Zevon, recorded live in 1991 on the Mountain Stage. Our next set features quirky songwriters who don't fit a specific mold, but could fit any category that includes huge talent. And that most certainly describes Maggie Roche, the eldest member of the unmistakable sister trio, the Roches. Maggie visited the show 6 times between 1990 and 2007, and each time her powerful, understated performances and deeply perceptive wit made her a beautiful and unmistakable presence.
We'll also hear from two outspoken artists who exuded charisma on stage and off. John Trudell was a leading advocate of Native American rights and also one of the most powerful performers to ever appear on Mountain Stage. He delivered serious messages through song poems like Rockin' the Res and Hanging from the Cross, which continue to smolder decades after their original release. Likewise, singer-songwriter Alex Chilton lit a fire in the hearts of generations of rockers, including The Replacements, R.E.M., and Wilco. Although he was not very well known, Chilton made a career turning 60s rock into under-the-radar 70s power pop gold with his band Big Star. But first, this 2005 performance from Maggie Roche, along with her sister Suzzy Roche, on Mountain Stage.
Well, we don't have a lot of love songs, but this next one is a love song, and we like to play it whenever we can. It's sort of after the romantic part of the thing has sort of fizzled out into nothingness, really. But it's before the real hatred sets in.
Season I was born, fell down like an acorn. I am the only tree, and everybody leaves. I've got to get away from you. Bud growing up at me, resentful face I see. A harsh light seems to damn you. Is it because I am you? I've got to get away from you. Find a love that's true. Loose leaf lay on the bed, hair falling around her head. I watched her from the shore. I can't do any more. I've got to get away from you. I'll come and visit you in the zoo. We go on arguing. No one can say a thing. Set down your key and trumpet. Go have a dream and hump it. I've got to get away from you. You don't know what you put me through. set the house on fire. I've got to get away from you. If only for a day or two. You don't know what you put me through. Ooh, I'll come and visit you in the zoo. I need to find a love that's true. I just can't get enough of you.
Listen to the skies. Listen to the sound. Something on the land. Something going down. Down pressure. Speeding by life. Fever's heart. Burning rivers to cross. Walls of Babylon. Material noise. Thinking they've touched the moon. Freedom takes a rocket blast. Just another day like yesterday. Rocking my heart, rocking the rest. Woman like you, times like this. All that's real connects to you. Happy medicine, seeing you smile, getting so near. Rocking our hearts, rocking the rest. Carrying on like he ain't been gone. Warmaker's back in town. His notion taking care of us. Not same as, not even close to our notion taking care of us. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. Got no job, price is going up. Warmaker's back in town. Just another day, like yesterday. Rocking my heart, rocking the rest. No chance we'll ever give up. Together we'll dance our personal dance. Sweet starts, surrendering only to each other. These days, holding the night, holding on tight. Rocking our hearts, rocking the res. Starting wars with the stars, working on off the earth. What kind of future is that? Some weird kind of living. Who needs that law? Pretending we aren't stars too really isn't very bright. Earth stars, jailbreaking our hearts. Just another day, like yesterday. Rocking my heart, rocking the res. Woman I need, woman I want. Times when times do get hard, you sure are some comfort. Rising up love, living on, carries on, rocking our hearts, rocking the res, rockers' hearts, rocking res.
Thank you.
Gonna make a pledge to the TV preacher and hope and pray that I get richer. Turn up the green on the picture. Have another swig of this hard liquor. Breathing in the mist of the crop duster. Gazing at the stars that lost their luster. See Kyle to the in God we trusters. Woo woo, drug busters. From the eastern sector, I'll find a girl like Tammy Baker and see if the crust gets any flakier. Ooh, Tammy Baker, I'm gonna make a pledge to the TV preacher and hope and pray that I get richer. Turn up the green on the picture. Have another swig of this hard liquor.
That was Alex Chilton, John Trudell, and Suzzy and Maggie Roche, all in live performance on Mountain Stage.
You're listening to a special memorial edition of Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Major funding for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey and Glasser, LLP, a nationwide law firm born in West Virginia with offices in Charleston, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Morgantown, D.C., Boston, Alabama, and Delaware. Details at baileyglasser.com. And by Wild Wonderful West Virginia, celebrating the diversity of live music in the Mountain State, from newgrass to indie pop, at outdoor festivals or in coffee houses. Your next mountain experience begins with the new Go2WV mobile app, available for iOS and Android in iTunes and Google Play. Additional support is provided by the Charleston, West Virginia Convention and Visitors Bureau, showing the world why Charleston is hip, historic, and almost heaven. Your adventure starts online at charlestonwv.com. This is Mountain Stage on NPR.
pioneer is defined as a person who's among the first to explore or settle a new country. In the case of this next set, we're proud to honor the late, great pioneers of the mountains, particularly mountain music.
Bill Monroe, Doc Watson. Each of these Mountain Stage alumni were settlers in their own right, creating sounds as distinctive as any musical genre in the world. It's no exaggeration to call Bill Monroe one of the most influential and important musicians America ever produced. He's the undisputed father of bluegrass music, a style created by and named for his band, the Bluegrass Boys, in the late 40s. North Carolina native Doc Watson is just as much an American music legend, producing over 50 records before his death in 2012 and influencing more than one generation of traditional and roots musicians with his flat-pickin' style.
The same could be said of Appalachian folk musicians Gene Ritchie and Ralph Stanley. Known as the mother of folk, Ritchie was the youngest in a family of Kentucky balladeers who grew up to become a Fulbright Scholar, a co-founder of the Newport Folk Festival, and a trailblazer for the Mountain Dulcimer. And if Ritchie is a matriarch, Ralph Stanley is surely the patriarch of Appalachian music, a Virginia native who made 4 appearances on Mountain Stage since 1998 and expanded the genre of bluegrass along the way. But before we get to them, let's enjoy this 1989 performance from Bill Monroe.
Come from far away, they danced all night till the break of day. When they called her hollered, Toussaint, the Uncle Pin was ready to go. And about sundown, hold the hill in the bucket. Uncle Pin played the fiddle on a halberd ring. You'd hear it talk, you'd hear it sing. Played an old piece called Soldier Joy, and won it for Boston Boy. The greatest of all, what any enemy, that's where feeling begins. And about sundown, hold the hill in the bucket. Uncle Pin played the fiddle on a halberd ring. You'd hear it talk, you'd hear it sing. Never forget that mournful day when Uncle Pin was called away. They hung up his fiddle, they hung up his bow, they knew it was time for him to go. And about sundown, hold the hill in the bucket. Uncle Pin played a fiddle on a halberd ring. You'd hear it talk, you'd hear it sing. Uncle Pin. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm going on the mountain for to see my baby. Ain't gonna be back, Lord, Lord, no, I won't be back. This danged old hammer done killed John Henry. It won't kill me, boy, don't let it kill me. You can take this hammer and throw it at the captain. You can tell him I'm gone, buddy, you can't tell him I'm gone. Take it, David. Oh, yeah, I hear you. Now let me pick another one. Well, thank you. You can take my hammer and throw it at the captain and tell him I'm gone, buddy. You can tell him I'm gone. And if he asks you where I've done gone to, tell him you don't know, buddy, you don't know. Roll on, buddy, and make your time. I've done broke down, and I can't make mine. Pick it, David. Now give me one more. Roll on, buddy, and make your time. I said I done broke down, Lord, Lord, and I can't make mine. Yeah.
Say, did you see him going? It was early this morning. He passed all your houses on his way to the coal. He was tall, he was slender, and his dark eyes so tender. His occupation was mining, West Virginia, his home. It was just before 12, I was feeding the children. Ben Mosley came running to bring us the news. Number 8 is all flooded, many men are in danger, and we don't know their number, but we fear they're all doomed. So I picked up the baby and I left all the others to comfort each other and pray for our own. There's Timmy, 14, and there's John, not much younger. Their own time soon will be coming to go down the black hole. Oh, if I had the money to do more than just feed them, I'd give them good learning, the best could be found. So when they'd grow up, they'd be checkers and weighers, and not spend their time drilling in the dark underground. Now what can I say to his poor little children? Or what can I tell his old mother at home? Or what can I say to my heart that's clear broken? To my heart that's clear broken if my darling is gone. Say, did you see him going? It was early this morning. He passed all these houses on his way to the coal. He was tall, he was slender, and his dark eyes so tender. His occupation was mining, West Virginia, his home.
Pretty Polly, okay. I had another than mine, but if you want to hear Pretty Polly, you'll hear it Pretty Polly. Polly, pretty Polly, would you take me unkind? Polly, pretty Polly, would you take me unkind? You just sit beside me and tell me you're mine. Well, my mind is to marry and never to part. My Polly, for him a pleading for her life. Let me be a single girl if I can't be your wife. Well, Polly, pretty Polly, that never can be. Polly, pretty Polly, that never can be. Your past reputation's been trouble to me. Down to the jailhouse, and what did he say? He went to the jailhouse, and what did he say? Kill pretty Polly and trying to get away. Thank you.
Ralph Stanley there, preceded by Gene Ritchie, Doc Watson, and Bill Monroe, pioneers of mountain music as heard on Mountain Stage. We'll finish this special edition of Mountain Stage with two legends from the Mountain State, both of whom were in the West Virginia Music Hall of Fame. Raised in the Clay County town of Ivydale, David Morris and his brother John, as the Morris Brothers, became an important link between old-time masters like Ira Mullins and a new breed of folk and traditional artists in West Virginia. In 1965, David Morris was selected to represent West Virginia folk music at the New York World's Fair. 17 years later, he represented Kentucky's Berea College at the World's Fair in Knoxville. In the early 70s, he and his brother received grants from the Rockefeller Foundation and the National Endowment for the Arts to help organize grassroots folk festivals in communities across Appalachia. That heartfelt appreciation for Appalachia was also shared by fellow West Virginian Hazel Dickens, a bluegrass pioneer whose voice captured the spirit of the hardscrabble southern West Virginia coal fields. When you hear Hazel's voice and her songs, many words come to mind: honest, weathered, plain, deep, country, bold, distilled and undiluted, rugged, and maybe a bit ragged. May Hazel and each and every one of the artists in this special rest in peace as their songs live on in our hearts. With that, we'll close this special memorial edition of Mountain Stage. On behalf of Joni Deutsch, I thank you for tuning in this week and every week to this station. Without you, there would be no Mountain Stage, and we never forget that. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and even though we won't see any of these great performers on stage again, I hope you'll go out and hear some live music wherever you are just as soon as you can. You've been listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia.
Song's called I Ain't Nobody's Jesus Anymore. Well, they said Jesus wouldn't like it 'cause I sang hymns in bars. Some mother tried to shoot me, said I drove too fast in cars, and I hadn't oughter fool around with her daughter. And they said I walked on water, but I was drunk and I don't remember. But I ain't nobody's Jesus anymore. But if again I walk on water like God's own son or daughter, I'll go skipping across the water, and it'll be in the broad daylight for all to see. And if I do, it's with the help of Jesus. Nothing could more please us than to see me stand knee deep in the water, deep in prayer. Amazing grace, give me the faith, how sweet the sound. And I said I made it thunder, it was said I made it rain, that I was nailed up before you when I sang. I sang with a heart on fire. It was my one desire for you to love me, so I took on your pain. and I stood at your door knocking like a pilgrim in the rain. And they said I walked on water, but I was drunk and I don't remember. You can quit your crucifying, 'cause I'm all through with dying, and I ain't nobody's Jesus anymore.
Thank you.
All right, I want y'all to sing with me on this. West Virginia, oh my home. West Virginia's where I belong. In the dead of the night, in the still and the quiet, I slip away like a bird in flight back to those hills, the place that I call home. It's been years now since I left there, and this city life's about God, the best of me. I can't remember why I left so free, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to see, but I can sure remember where I come from. West Virginia, oh my home. West Virginia's where I belong. In the dead of the night, in the still and the quiet, I slip away like a bird in flight back to those hills, the place that I call home. Well, I paid the price for the leaving, and this life I have is not one I thought I'd find. Well, let me live, love, let me cry when I go, just let me die among the friends who'll remember when I'm gone. West Virginia, oh my home. West Virginia's where I belong. In the dead of the night, in the still and the quiet, I slip away like a bird in flight back to those hills, the place that I call home. Home, home, oh, I can see it so clear in my mind. Home, home,
Now, what I'm going to do is my interpretation of the famous Bolero theme by Ravel. So I'm not going to do it like you might have heard it before. It's really got a lot of influences from the Far East, from India, from Spain, the Moorish influence, and a little bit of fusion. And somewhere in there you might recognize the Ravel melody.
I can believe it's not going to be the way I've heard it before. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Larry Coryell.
Right in tune. No problem. People down here are very musical.
Larry Coryell.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll see you later.